Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with day one of the 12 Days of Summer Scraplifts over at Scrap Squad. And if you're not familiar with Scrap Squad, it is a scraplifting group on Facebook, and you join it, and it doesn't cost anything, and there's you just have to request to join it. And it's a huge community of people who love being inspired by scraplifts, and the team that picked the scraplifts just do an amazing job of keeping things varied and challenging and interesting. And so they put out a new scraplift every Friday, and I do it as part of my series called Scrap Squad Sunday. I give myself a couple of days to get it done. And so I had a Scrap Squad Sunday page out yesterday. Today begins for the next 12 days, these 12 days of summer scraplifts, where there's a different scraplift every day. So this first one, this is the original scraplift, and it is a multi-photo layout, and it's a double pager. And Rebecca Meadows scraplift or scraps on letter size paper, A4 or 8.5 by 11, and she just turned it on its side and didn't do a double pager. She just did a single pager, but the long way. I'm going to take it to 12 by 12, and I'm just going to do one page, but I'm going to kind of use, I'm going to borrow Rebecca's design and scrap the photos that we took at the Outlaw Music Festival last weekend, and I'm going to call this page Bucket List Weekend. Seeing Robert Plant in person has been a bucket list item for a while, and it was amazing. Everything I had hoped it would be. His voice was just amazing. And we also saw Bob Dylan. I have been wanting to see Bob Dylan forever, and he didn't tour a lot, and I just assumed I'd never get a chance to see him in person. He was maybe showing his age a little bit more than Robert Plant was, and I can certainly empathize with that. He stayed behind the piano, sang quite a few songs. He just went from one song into the next, not a lot of banter in between. And it was definitely, I'm happy that I was there. So, and Robert Plant is touring with Alison Krauss. Alison Krauss, if you don't know her, is a bluegrass artist that he met at a music festival, kind of surrounding. They met over their mutual admiration of the blues, and so they kind of got together, and it's amazing to think of Led Zeppelin and bluegrass on the same bill. And to be honest, there was not it wasn't a Led Zeppelin memory tour at all. It was a lot of their stuff that they had on their last album, and just some of their favorite songs. It was amazing. And you'll see when I put the poster photo out there that it was headlined by Willie Nelson, and Willie has been ill, and he was not on the bill, but his son and Tedeschian Trucks kind of filled out his set. And I was, as you know, I've had some issues with my shoulder and my right arm. Once everybody got in their seats at the first couple acts, it was not too bad. But once everybody got in their seats, it was kind of hard on my shoulder. There was guy sitting next to me that was moving his arms around and knocking into my arms, and it really hurt my right arm. I had to hold it at a strange angle. What I'm doing here is just adding a little bit of light mixed media, and this is a shaded circles. It's a stencil called Shaded Circles, and it's from Scrap-A-Sketch. And I'm blending two different colors of Distress Oxides, using Speckled Egg, which is kind of a grayish, and then Tumbled Glass, which is a clearer pale blue. And I'm just kind of I'm going to kind of go through and make some halves of the circles darker than others, just for the heck of it. Okay, so I've got that on there. I'm not going to have a whole lot of paper on this one because I have so many photos, and I did not mat my photos. I cut a white border around them, and I almost wish I hadn't done that, but we'll see. I'm gonna just put this on. I don't know what paper this is. This is what's on the other side of it, but I didn't like that side at all. So, and I love this. Now I've taken 2 strips of this paper. I'm not sure where that paper comes from either. I just pulled it out of my scraps, and these scraps are in my Scrap Backwards kit, and today is Scrap Backwards Monday, so I'm gonna kind of call it that. I'm gonna move this over a bit this way and let it kind of be a little bit offset. There is on both pages, there is this large circular element. So I'm going to do this. Let me see how I wanted to do this. I want this photo to be here, and I think I want the circle above it, so I could actually kind of do it like that. I don't care if I cover up that guy playing guitar, because I don't know who he is, and I apologize if any of you know him and like him. It's nothing personal. I'm just trying to fit things. Okay, I'm going to put the poster there and the parking ticket there. And I'm going to let those kind of rest on that shelf. And that tells me that I can put that there. I want these 2 photos in just a little bit from the end of that blue paper. So I'm thinking that's going to work, and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive there, and I'll put a little adhesive at the bottom of that one to get that spacing right. And then this is going to go here. Actually, no. I'm going to put it here because I want my title to go here, and I'm going to put some letters around here that say bucket list. and I'm gonna move that over there, and okay, so with that there, I'm really just gonna, maybe I can even tuck it under. And do it that way. And then I have this, and the word weekend kind of straddles both of those. And that is the placement that I envisioned. So let's see if we can get this on here. Once I get it placed, I can work on the remaining elements, keeping them in balance. So I've got the word weekend kind of overlapping this photo, and this photo, which is the parking pass, and it has photos of the performers. Okay, now I have this photo, which I'm going to place, and I'm not putting foam behind the photos because I like that element. I'm putting this kind of over here with the parking pass and the flyer, because it doesn't relate to a particular performer. And then this is Dylan and Dylan, and these bubbles are not going to show. I'm going to cut this Dylan photo down, since the top mat on that is, or border on that is not going to show. I'm okay if it kind of stays up that way. And I could also do the same thing here, except I'm going to use scissors. I can do this without cutting off Dylan's head, but I do cut off the head of the guy that's kind of back behind him. And I will say that, as you can tell, I'm still having trouble with my printer. I cleaned the print heads, and that seemed to fix it for one or two photos. Then it started messing up the next photos that I printed. And just before this batch was printed, I cleaned the print heads again, and this photo came out great. This one came out great. These were printed later, and they're kind of nasty. It looks like I needed to clean the print heads again. So what I'm going to do, this is a cautionary tale. I'm going to pull my I'm just going to move these around. I'm going to do that. I made the mistake of ordering, I was in a hurry, and I ordered, what did I do there? Okay, that's kind of not what I intended to do. I was ordering some ink from Amazon, and because I can get it quicker if I were to order from, when I order from Epson, which is you know, it takes longer. So I kind of have to get my I kind of have to order. I have to give myself some grace on ordering. I can't do it at the last minute, and I kind of in any case, the ink that I ordered was presented. I think there's a lawsuit in there from Epson. It was presented to look like it was Epson brand ink. And what I liked about it, what caused me to order it was a complete collection of all the colors, as opposed to having to order each color individually, which you have to do at Epson and most other websites. Okay, so now I'm going to do I'm going to kind of put the letters out and worry and figure out spacing. So in any case, it's recycled. It was the recycled cartridges, and it was not genuine Epson ink. And I think it's the gunky ink that is gunking up my print heads. So I'm going to pull. I have ordered now genuine Epson ink, and okay, so it doesn't go all the way around. So I'm gonna maybe do it like this. And I won't. Okay. That is good enough spacing for me, even though there's a little more room here than there is here for embellishing. So now let's get to the embellishing. I have this piece that says "Love This," and it is from a branding strip of it's from a Vicki Boutin paper, from based on this other side of it. I'm gonna say is from Sweet Rush, and I used Sweet Rush just recently. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Just kind of place that on there. I have a tape cartridge. I have this that I want to put on here. This says 1 in a million, and that's on the photo of Dylan. It's kind of over the people's heads that were between us and the piano. Let's see. I have this kind of label tab, and I can place it here. This photo, it might lead you to think that Alison Krauss didn't perform, that she just kind of stood there, and that's just, we happened to catch her catch this photo during a song that was his. But most of the time she was playing fiddle as the two of them sang. They each did, there were several times that, you know, they each did solo performances, but it's just amazing how well how great they sound together for being that different. I'm gonna kind of put this little record player there, because surely for a lot of Bob Dylan and Led Zeppelin stuff is definitely played on a record player. And I'm going to put this record here. I'm going to put it on some foam so that it stays up. So certainly how I first heard these voices, it was on a record player, and then there's this tape player. So certainly tapes in the car. I didn't listen to tapes in the house much, so I think I kept them in the house because I didn't want them to get hot. But okay, so there is the record that goes with the record player. And I've got another record which could maybe go here, and then I can do something there like a star. That seems okay. And I'm gonna do the thick foam on this one, and I'm gonna put it down here. I've kind of taken the page in a strange direction here. There, and then I'm gonna put some foam behind the star as well. And I'm still not sure where the mixtape is gonna go. It's labeled mixtape. It's kind of cute. And transistor radio, also something I was listening on. We didn't have MP3 players, of course, you know, back in the Stone Ages. Okay, so I'll do that right there and let it kind of be up. Now, I've got this that says "What a Star," and it could actually go right on top of this, and I'm gonna rough it up a bit. I'm gonna leave bucket list like it is and glue it down off camera. I'm sure that's gonna work. So I'm covering up mixtape with this "What a Star." And then I'm thinking, let's see, I have this, which is like the top of a tag, and I can do that. That kind of, there's the same pink over here. I've got this "One and Only." How about I do that right there? I'm going to glue "One and Only" flat down. And for those of you who remember Robert Plant as this like really gorgeous guy with, sweet looking guy with long blonde curly hair and a beautiful whimsical kind of smile and an open shirt. And I think at one point some news organization or press organization kind of dubbed him as the best chest and because his chest was often exposed. And then he let out that voice. It was just amazing. Of course, the instrumentation in Led Zeppelin kind of lent to the total package there. And I'm going to add this little radio here. It covers up this guy's drums. I'm not going to put it on foam because I want to slide it up under that. And then I've got this star and my hearts, my interlocking or my side-by-side hearts in this case. I have this pink one and this navy blue one. All these acrylic pieces are from Bramble Fox, of course. There was one of the Fox boxes from a couple months ago had a music theme, and it had the paper snips had the little transistor radio and the record player, and the one and only, and the photo, and the 1 in a million, bits that I cut from there. And there's, the What a Star is there. And here I'm going to put this on foam and let it stay up. Now, as I said, I've kind of gone astray from the sketch and from the other two examples in that I have photos kind of down below this line, but I had a bigger canvas to fill up, so I'm okay with that. There are many ways you could do this, but my least favorite thing in the entire scrapbooking world are double page layouts. I just don't care for them. I don't do them. I don't even really like them when other people do them. I look at them and think, I don't know. There's just something about them that I'm not a fan of. I couldn't explain to you what it is, but that's not how I scrapbook. So this was never going to be a 2-page layout. I'm going to look at, I like this word today because it kind of, it's talking about this is what these guys, look like. This is Robert Plant and Bob Dylan today. But I don't really have a good place to put that and it's silver, so I'm thinking I'm not gonna go with that. There are stars here. They're also silver. I like the "we were made for this" or "we had such a good time." So I'm going to pull that. We had such a good time. And I'm going to put it right here. Anyway, I've got started telling you about how that guy next to me on the right side was hurting my arm. So we left our seats and went. James has a friend who got us into the VIP lounge. So we went to the VIP lounge and watched it on screen. So watching it on a screen, I couldn't capture any photos of any of the other acts. Let's see. I have another element here. I have this, and I suppose I don't have a place for it. So I'm gonna stop it. There's a camera here, and there's another camera on the other side. I don't think I'm going to use that. I do like this that says exist loudly, and I want to put it somewhere, like maybe here. So it's chipboard, so I'm going to put a little. I wish it had an arrow, but I love it when 70 and 80-year-old artists are, and Robert Plant is a couple years younger than me, so he's a few years younger than me, so he's 74, I think, and Bob Dylan is 83, so a few years older. But I love it when they and the likes of Mick Jagger and others come out and exist loudly still and kind of continue. I've got some other little things here that I really love. I like that the records look like they're kind of falling down from the record player. You know, I'm going to add those silver stars because I like having stars around on a star-studded night. That's kind of the vibe I get by adding stars to a page like this, and I can kind of fill in around this guy. And let's see, I think there's a big one here. Do that. And I'm going to take this little camera and I'm going to kind of put the camera here, maybe down there. Let me put a little foam on it and I can overlap it by propping it up. And then we're done. We are done. I should have gotten that more vertical camera, the Polaroid, because that would be another nod to kind of what was going on when I was first listening to these guys. I was definitely listening to transistor radios, record players, and taking Polaroid photos. There, and then let me put a heart here, just to kind of fill in a trio of things there. Okay, my page is done, and I thank you very much for watching. This is kind of a busy page, but I think it's kind of reflective of how that night was. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.